Hi, this is Miho from Canada. How are you guys doing? Hope your mental health, physical health are in good state. So I thought of this today. Being raw and naked. Well, it doesn't sound good, but this is what I mean. Just let it be. Let yourself out. I've been guilty of that because I've been scared so many years, like decades, to be who I am. Yeah, to be myself, because I was afraid to be judged, criticized, or being disliked. I just want to fit in. I don't want to get any resistance from other people. I just want it to flow. And so even though I thought something else, I just held it in and be quiet. I just follow what people say. People say, this is the way it's done, so that's what you do. I go, okay. And that's what people are supposed to do. Okay. And that's what people shouldn't be doing, mustn't be doing. This is the way it is. And there's so many rules that I didn't like some of them, but well, I just fit in. Less trouble, less trauma, less anxieties. So I just kind of went with it. But inside of me, as another voice saying, that's not you. And it was just screaming from inside of my heart. But I used to just ignore it, because to be functional in life and stay sanity, it's more like a survival mode to fit in a society, fit in a peers, or fit in a family, just to survive. But that's not who you really are, and you know it deep inside, but you've been practicing it to be somebody else for so many years that it becomes your habit to act in a certain way. And you have those fears and anxiety of being disliked or being judged and criticized. So you can't get over that fence. You would rather stay in where you are. But that really puts you in a spot where there's no growth. As a human being, we're naturally always progressing. When you look back in history, you could see how we came to where we are right now. Because if we had no progress or no growth or no desire to move forward, we still be living outside in a rocky area or in a shack, or some sort of in a rough environment. But we have this desire built inside of us to grow, to improve and learn and experience. So it's a very natural way to go through your life, but all those fears and anxieties are blocking your path. Even though you want to go forward, but those fears and anxieties are really making you stall. And that's the spot where it gets really frustrated, and it just deteriorates your personalities as well. And now, when you look around, you might notice the world is getting much evolved and much smaller, and understanding of people's level is much higher. That in olden days, when you spoke up something that you thought you might get killed, it really, really rough time then. There was no room for other choices. It's just very, very limited mindset. But now the earth is evolving and moving really fast. and all the cultures are evolving as well. And we start to understand the fundamental part of being the humans on this earth. And that's where we need to really let ourselves be. And it's okay now to let yourself out. And this means that not saying like you go out and say whatever you think, being rude or anything that forms. No, you need to understand or implement that fundamental facts of being the human, like being respectful and being kind and have empathy to the others. As long as though that fundamental part of being human beings are covered, it's okay to express who you really are and what you really like and explore your potentials. Sorry, the light is kind of weird. So that's what I think by being yourself really makes you grow. And being honest and be naked, meaning that people really appreciate you being who you really are. Like you made so many bad mistakes in the past, or you had such and such experiences and terrible experiences and awesome experiences, or you had bad investment you had made bad investment in the past. But all these things are necessary for you to learn something from that experience. And people really appreciate that honesty part of you because they have something to relate to, because they've been through something that they just don't even want to share maybe, but to knowing that other people have been through some sort of similar experiences or feelings that really make them feel ease and being connected. And being perfect, it seems really ideal, but after a while, being perfect gets boring because you now could predict what's going to happen next. And that's not growing because there's no surprises, there's no learning, and there's no progress from the mistakes that you make. Because when you make mistakes, that's when you learn and progress, and you gain the knowledge from that experience, and it makes you grow. And that's where you know what you like and what you don't like by those experiences, and you now know exactly or have a clarity in your head that what you really want to be or what would you like to do. So those experience seems like bad or made mistakes, it's a part of your growth. And people thrive on the process of growing or improving. And that's how we really learn a lot of things. And the results are great, but to get to that point, you encounter people or you experience certain things and you have difficulties and you overcome, and you have this, the fear and get scared, but you push through that, or all those things from intangible to tangible, tactics to non-tactic things. So all these things, everything builds who you really are. And you're constantly evolving and constantly learning, constantly changing. So it's a natural flow to keep growing. And I used to really resist that because I was so scared to show who I am, because I might get laughed at, or maybe people think I'm weird, or it's just those negative emotions I might be getting. So I just let myself flow out in the ocean as if I have no control over. Whatever it comes, I float away and drift away. So I get nowhere. It just keeps drifting away. And that's one way of living the life, but it gets tougher because you don't know where you're going and you don't know what's next. And it just, after a while, you kind of get lost feeling. Who am I? What I'm here for? So being who you are, and it changes from time to time. You might be this today, but 3 months down the road, you could be totally different person as well because you've learned so much, or you've challenged something that you accomplished, and now you feel so much better, the better version of you in 3 months down the road. So you really never know what you're going to have. So that's the how do I say, that's the real like meaning of life, that you're gonna discover who you really are by trying things, experiencing things, getting over the difficult things, or having a bad experience, having a bad days and frustrated times. All that make you grow and makes you the person that you like to be. And when you set your mind to it, you could do a lot of things. You have so much potentials that you will discover and make yourself surprised, like, wow, did I do that? One time you thought, okay, this is not something that I could do, but now you've done it, or you're doing it in the process of it. So people really enjoy the process. It could be painful, it could be joyful, it could be harsh, it's like a weather. Sunny days, and it could be really pouring rain, or freezing snow, or gushing wind, or the snow, a beautiful day. It just never know. And people say in order to see the rainbow, you gotta put up with the rain. Some people say, oh, rain, it's awful. It could be, but it's so true. In order to see the rainbow, you gotta go through the rain. So it has its own natural process, and it could be so different from people to people. So just focus on yourself, and take other people's experience as a good teaching, and you adapt if you could. But the main thing is to focus on yourself, and you have your own rhythm, and slow or fast, that's all depends on person's perspective. So you're doing your own rhythm, it's your life, and it's all good. So using that mindset and shifting the thought of being who you really are, just let that out. Let yourself be just comfortable state. And I think that really helps you to grow and improve, and that's what we thrive for. And you will be surprised to find out who you really are and what you're capable of. So I think you are more than what you think, and you'll be really surprised when you explore that part of you. So enjoy the rest of the day, and see you soon.